everyone, here's Naomi again, and I am filming at work again as it's been a crazy week with family visiting and birthdays and more family visiting. I don't have any time to film at home, so break time it is. Now, I have been thinking about doing this, and as a mashup between the Newts, which is the magical readathon, which I have been participating in, which is Harry Potter based, obviously, and Classicsathon, which is also happening this month, which I'm also participating in, why not mesh the two and do the Sorting Hat Challenge for classic literary characters? So I have in my Jane Austen mug, I have 15 names. Some of them I picked knowing their house right away, and some of them I picked where I'd have to think about it for a bit. So I'm gonna pick, I think, 10, unless time is too long, and I will go over which characters I think belong in which houses. So the first one is Amelia Sedley. Now this is from Vanity Fair, and she's from Vanity Fair, and now, complete honesty here, I am halfway through Vanity Fair, the book. I have watched the miniseries, and I believe, I'm 99% sure I've watched the Reese Witherspoon movie adaptation. So for Amelia Sedley, I kind of knew this right away when I picked her name. I was like, she's a Hufflepuff. Like, she is so loyal and hardworking, but she's also like, she doesn't aspire for any greatness. She doesn't take a lot of brave acts. She's just loyal to a fault, and it literally is a fault sometimes. So Amelia Sedley, Vanity Fair centers around her and Becky Sharp, who's also in this jar, so we'll see if she comes up and I'll tell you her house, I think. But she's definitely a meek, hardworking, humble person, and she doesn't give up on people. So she's very much a Hufflepuff. All right, next one. And that is Jane Eyre. Now this one I actually am struggling with because Jane Eyre is an interesting one. She is very brave in like a Gryffindor, but she's also like, she aspires for knowledge. She loves to work through knowledge, but then she also can be very ambitious sometimes, not in a bad way, but she can be very ambitious, so she could be a good Slytherin, and that makes sense. But then also she's very loyal, like a Hufflepuff. I honestly think Jane Eyre would be in a hat stall. So I think she's a Gryffindor though. I think she is proud of who she is. She's not ashamed of it, but she's also very brave and willing to take that jump without knowing what's next. And I think that's one of the main characteristics that I attribute to Gryffindor, is not always planning ahead, but taking that jump. So I think Jane Eyre is a Gryffindor. All right, one from each house so far. Let's see who's the next one. The next one is Hercule Poirot from Agatha Christie. So him, I am gonna put him in Slytherin. I think he's very cunning, and he has, like, as a phrase I've heard lately, he's playing chess, not checkers. He always has an end game goal, and he always has like all these maneuvers figured out. So I think he's a Slytherin. I think Slytherins are very cunning and plan ahead. I think they also, they're not always ambitious. Like, they are ambitious, but I think they're also just very, very devious in some ways. And I think Hercule Poirot is very devious. If he were to commit a murder, he'd get away with it, I'm convinced. All right, next one. 3 down and 4 minutes in, great. All right, Becky Sharp, who's also from Vanity Fair, and she is very much a Slytherin. She very much goes to power, she gravitates to it, she's very ambitious, that's the whole point of the book. And she is cunning as anything, and she always has like 5 different backup plans lined up. Yeah. I just finished the part about the horses, if you've read the book, and she is very much a Slytherin. Next one, hoping to get an interesting one here. Edmond Dantes from the Count of Monte Cristo. Now, he starts off a Hufflepuff. I'm gonna say that, but he is the Count. And as the book progresses, I don't know where to put him, because he starts off a Hufflepuff or even a Gryffindor with how brave he is. But then he but like the whole book, like that's beginning first 20 chapters of like, and that's 100 pages basically of the first of the whole book, which is a lot more. So I think I have to put him in Slytherin. He always has a backup plan. He's very cunning. He's very ambitious in some ways. And you never really know where he's at, but you know that he's one step ahead of you. He's very sneaky, so I'm gonna put him there. Next one, 5 down, 5 more to go. Anne Elliot from Persuasion by Jane Austen. This one is interesting. I think she doesn't seek after knowledge. She's not incredibly brave, and she's not cunning, so she's a Hufflepuff by all standards. I don't think there's any question in my mind about Hufflepuff. All right, let's see. And she's also very loyal, so that can help. She's loyal to the one she loves. Ooh, Alice from Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I think that Alice is a Ravenclaw. Now, I think she's Ravenclaw because I think she's always seeking after knowledge. And it's not like when she falls into the rabbit hole, it's not because she jumped in like a Gryffindor would. And she's not extremely cunning in there. She doesn't really understand a lot of the cunning tricks that people are playing on her. But she understands the knowledge and she figures out ways to get out of there. So I am going to pick Ravenclaw for her. All right, how many are we at? We are at 7, 3 more to go. I'm really hoping for a certain one to come out because I think it'll be really interesting. And this is the one I was actually hoping for. The Scarlet Pimpernel. Now, in order to not give away the book, I'm not going to tell you who the Scarlet Pimpernel is. But the Scarlet Pimpernel is a character in the book, and he, I think, is a Slytherin. Now, I'm ready to defend this because I think that he's always cunning. He's always 3 steps ahead. And yes, he's very smart like a Ravenclaw. And yes, he's very brave like a Gryffindor. But I think the difference between Gryffindors and Slytherins are often the fact that Gryffindors jump in and don't have a plan. They just go in straight into battle and they never really like go there. Like they never really figure it out in advance. And if they do, it's great, but they're not like, even Hermione just tends to jump. They go into a situation, then they escape. Like they go into a situation, they escape. Whereas this guy, he has like a million things in his back pocket and he always pulls out the right one. So I think he's a Slytherin. I always think Slytherins are very ambitious, but also they also figure everything out. So that's that. I have definitely a lot more Slytherins. But I think I'm just pulling out a lot more Slytherins because I think I have more in here. Anne Shirley. Now this one has no question in my mind. She's a Gryffindor. She's very brash. She's very proud of herself, but she's also very brave and loyal, and she's very courageous. So she's a Gryffindor completely. All right. Where are we at? 1 more left. We only have 1 Ravenclaw, and I'm a Ravenclaw. That's why I'm wearing blue, even though I don't have Ravenclaw merch, because as Ben from Super Carlin Bros put out a video. They put out a video about Ravenclaw colors, which I can link down below. And it's very sad. We don't have a proper merch, basically, is what it comes down to for Ravenclaws. The last name is John Watson. Now, for John Watson, I actually saw this, I watched Spinster Librarian do this tag or this challenge, and she put him in Gryffindor. Now, I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I agree. But then I was thinking about no, I don't think so. I kind of think he's a Hufflepuff. Because I don't think he searches for knowledge. I think he's just a good best friend. And I don't think he's reckless or, I think he's just there for Sherlock, and I don't think, some events he just doesn't care about, or he follows his friends to a fault, and sometimes he gets in trouble, most of the time he doesn't, but I think that he actually is a Hufflepuff with a strong Gryffindor side. So that's that. Now, I think I might just do the rest. We'll see how it goes for time. So the next one is Lucy Steele. Lucy Steele is, not exactly great. She's from Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, by Marianne Dashwood. Nope. And she I would say, is a Slytherin. She's super ambitious. Okay, I'm gonna try keep doing all of these, so we're gonna keep it a little shorter. The next one is Eleanor Dashwood from Sense and Sensibility. Now she, I believe, is a Ravenclaw. I think that she is very smart, and I think she values the intelligence in others. But I also think that she likes to work out the brain problems. And she's not extremely brave. I think she steps up when she needs to, but she's not one of those people who just will go into it. She's not very cunning. She is loyal, but I think she's also uses her head more than her heart. All right, let's see the next one. Bilbo Baggins. I think that he's a hidden Gryffindor. He loves adventure, and I think at the beginning he would say, no, I'm a Hufflepuff. But I think he's a Gryffindor. I think as the book goes on, you can see, at least in The Hobbit, that he is truly a Gryffindor. All right, last couple. The next one is Lady Susan. And this one should be no surprise. She's a Slytherin. She is so cunning and so crafty and very ambitious. Now the last one, I have an empty mug, and that would be George from Of Mice and Men. Now this one was a little interesting. I just was like, you know what, let's put him in just in case, because he makes you think. The whole book is about moral dilemma, and I think that truly he's a Hufflepuff. I think he's loyal and caring, and I think the moral dilemma that he comes to, which I'm not going to give away because it's the end of the book, I think the moral dilemma at the end, which is what he comes to, I think that's caused by his desire for his friend to have the best possible outcome. So I think that this is out of loyalty what happens at the end. And even though it's a moral dilemma, I do think that. So I think that he's a Hufflepuff, because he's not a Gryffindor, he's not a Slytherin, and he's definitely not a Ravenclaw. So that's where he goes. And he does actually belong there, I think. So that is the sorting challenge. I have 2 Ravenclaws. I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 Slytherins. I have 3 Gryffindors, and I have 4 Hufflepuffs. I had a lot of fun picking these names, and some of them I was just like, I don't know where they go, but we're gonna think about it. So there we are. That is the sorting challenge with classic characters for my mashup of the Newt's Magical Readathon and Classics-a-thon. I will see you all next time. Bye.